Well, praise the Lord. Howdy. Welcome to my kitchen table. Hey, um, first of all, sorry. This week's been sort of weird. We had to run to Tulsa and we just got back yesterday. So I didn't plan well enough and I didn't have the stuff to go ahead and do the post that I had planned. But we're back now and I'm getting back on track. This is a learning process for me. I have to learn to anticipate some things, yeah, and make better preparations. So, better to get it started now and learn this stuff. You have to learn sometime, so praise the Lord. Um, but we're back now. Praise the Lord, because we were sort of wondering if we'd make it back by today, but we made it back yesterday. With all the weather and the storms that they were predicting and things. We were in Oklahoma. They were looking at ice and um, rain and snow and all sorts of things. So we weren't sure if the flights would be um, going or not. But it turns out it was a beautiful day to fly, and we got back just in time. Praise the Lord. And it's beautiful here in Wyoming and Cody again. Um, might be getting some stuff coming up, but right now we're in good shape and we're home and I'm getting back on track. So praise the Lord. So I figured I'd go ahead and share with you the verse for this week. Okay. So the verse of the week for this week would be Matthew chapter 9, verse 35. Then Jesus went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. Praise the Lord. Yes, it is very similar, but there's a reason. Praise the Lord. They've got two different things going on here. Spend some time on it. Next Monday we'll be back. We'll talk a little bit about it and give you the next verse of the week. Okay. Um, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. So wanted to share with that. Um, and since we're at the kitchen table, I figure I'd go ahead and give you a couple of things to think about. Okay. Actually, these are true or false um, questions. Uh, I have a book written um, by F.H. Um, McMahon. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Anyway, he was a chaplain, the United States Army, back in the early parts of the 19th century. This book was written in 1949. So, and he would do this for his classes and things and for teenagers and stuff, and they really enjoyed it. And he took and put this book out. So yeah, it's FHS. Let's see, Mochlmann. So praise the Lord. That's the author of this, and he just found things in the Bible, and praise the Lord. I'll share with you some of them. Some of them are surprising. Some of them are like, okay, no problem. Some of them, yeah, there's a few I don't necessarily agree with, but that's okay. Um, praise the Lord, it's good. And it just helps to increase our knowledge of the Word. And that's what it's about. Increasing your knowledge of the Word. Praise the Lord. So, true or false? The Epistle of Jude is the shortest book of the Bible. The Epistle of Jude is the shortest book of the Bible. True or false? Well, that's actually false. Praise the Lord. False. Second John is the shortest book of the Bible, not Jude, but 2nd John. You also, let's see, in 2nd John, we have 13 verses. 3rd John has 14 verses. And Jude has 25 verses. Praise the Lord. I had to look it up and figure it out myself. Praise the Lord. But yeah, 2nd John is the shortest book in the Bible with 13 verses. Praise the Lord. So, did you learn something? I did. Okay, how about praise the Lord. You have two, true or false, two archangels are mentioned in the Bible. Praise the Lord. Two archangels are mentioned in the Bible. Well, that's true. You have Luke 1:19, and that's Gabriel. Okay, he is called an archangel. And then Revelation 12:7, you have Michael, as well as other places. Michael, he is called an archangel. Praise the Lord. How about another one? Let's see. The men, true or false? The men of Beth-Shemesh, Shemesh, there we go, were smitten because they derided the Israelites, made fun of the Israelites. What do you think? Men of hard name, okay, were smitten because they derided or made fun of the Israelites. Well, that is false. And you find that in 1 Samuel 6, verse 19. It's actually because they looked into the Ark of the Covenant. They got in trouble for that. They weren't supposed to touch it, much less look into it. They looked into it, and they were smitten. They were, praise the Lord, I forget now what it was they were smitten with, but they were smitten. Praise the Lord. They didn't have a good time. Praise the Lord. They did what they were not supposed to do. Okay, well, let's go end up here with going back to the New Testament. All right. This one should be pretty easy. How about true or false? Peter said, I am crucified with Christ. Peter said, I am crucified with Christ. Give you a minute. True or false? Peter said that I am crucified with Christ. Well, that's actually false. Peter did not say that. Paul said that. Paul said, I am crucified with Christ in Galatians 2, verse 20. Galatians 2, 20. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Okay. Well, we're going to let you go. We're still resting up from our travels and stuff and got some other things that we got to catch up on. So right now I'll let you go, but we'll be back next week with more, with the verse of the week on Monday. We'll have stuff from the kitchen table probably. We'll be getting back on track with the things I believe the Lord is telling me to do. So praise the Lord. I hope you learned something. Spend some time with the verse of the week. Matthew chapter 9. Go over it, see what the Lord has for you and wants to share with you. Spend time with God this week. It's a good time. Any day is a good time to spend time in His Word with the Lord. Praise the Lord. So unless the word comes, unless Jesus returns between now and then, and we're out of here, I'll see you next week at C4 Ministries. Praise the Lord.